Dear mourners, it's for me a great pleasure to be opportune to say a word. And I owe my gratitude to Reverend Jones, our parish pastor, who deservedly chose to arrange this in this congregation. Because usually pastors are attached to congregations. I first knew Reverend Hu not so long ago when he was a synod clerk. I got attracted to him magnetically when I listened to his first sermon. It was rich, it was intellectual, it was captivating, it was knowledgeable. You learned. But beyond that, he preached Christ. Beyond that, he converted you. You became a better person because of Reverend Hu. Reverend Hu was one of the greatest evangelists I have ever known since I was born. And I'm 73 years old. And you see, he was such a special man that, as I'm saying, we are organizing a funeral for him in this congregation. That will be organized in many other congregations. In your lifetime, how many people have you seen that sort of a thing occur for them? Nobody flatters anyone. This is Christianity. This is church. We're in front of God. You don't flatter people. What is happening is an emanation of the result of his goodness. By his works, all of this is coming up. Because of the type of man he was, all of this is coming up. Reverend Hu was a man who gave love. He had concern for everybody. Before I knew, Reverend Hu is returning from Europe and is bearing a gift for me. It is on this occasion either a tie, on the next occasion either a shirt, on the next occasion either a perfume. At Christmas, I'm receiving a goat. He handled me as if I were a pet baby, and he treated me with care. And for some reason, he found value in me, and he made that value stick out clearly. Within a while, I was now a member of the board in one of the church's corporation committees. And then soon, as if he knew that he had to do something particular before he left, he appointed me a trustee of the church, giving me an opportunity to know the workings of the church better. So Reverend Hu touched lives. He touched mine. I cannot remember. It's why I say it's important for this church to organize this, is because we in this church, seeing how paltry his income was, taking cognizance of his well-being, we set up a committee to raise funds to buy a car for him. And it received a lot of response. Personalities, may he so rest in peace, let Dr. Muna, the others, within a short while, something great was done to give him a vehicle. And that was a man who was not a congregational person in this group. He did not belong to this church. He had never been a pastor. But he was beyond just being a pastor of a congregation. He was a great human being. You, the children, you, the sibling, you, the relations, you, the grandchildren, you have to weep. It's a natural tendency. But I tell you, you have to be so proud of yourself because his name will open you doors. Reverend Ku had a reach that was to transform our church into a spiritual church, because he gave spiritualism. When he became a moderator, that is when you knew that this man had quality, he had charm, he had a gravitational pull for things to the church. He was, as he was opening congregations, he was opening schools, he was opening more hospitals, he was reaching out to countries. Soon we received a lot of help from international bodies to do things in this country, finance. And as a man of vision, and that I shall not forget that, because if standing here as the national president of Boba, I don't make that as a mistake. The Bobans have been yearning for a university to be built in Bali College, CPC, as a continuation of that structure. We had pleaded, and then Reverend Ku listened to us, and he created that university. That was now his brainchild. He made sure that this thing became a reality and a fruition. I'm even so proud that I was one of the members of the committee who worked in one capacity or the other to bring about his vision. I was in charge of fundraising in the country. Reverend Ku was a man of great achievement. You see, I am so very pleased, and once again I come to Reverend Ayuk. A few days before his death, I had an opportunity to meet him again. And it was like a moment to wish him goodbye, unknowingly. Because when he came to Douala, Reverend Jones called me. The chairman was hosting him for a meal. I was the only other fourth partner in that meeting, and I was lucky again to see him after a while, but we had always kept our contact. And I will now forever remember that on that occasion, he didn't look frail. It's just that a few days afterwards, he was back again. And Reverend, you called me to say that our friend must be departing. So as I was reflecting on how to react, he called me back to say he passed away. So it was such a bad and a sad departure. But you know, let us not regret, because it's not the length of time your life takes. It took quite some time. We thank God for that. But it's the quality of that life. And his works were so great that they will not only accompany him, it is right down here on earth for us to see, visualize, and enjoy the work and his legacy. May his soul rest in perfect peace.